Most people over 60 believe that fear keeps them safe. But in retirement, fear often does the opposite. It steals your time, your health, and your peace. Imagine pushing retirement back for just one more year, then another, and one day you wake up and realize you've missed something priceless. Grandkids growing up, spontaneous mornings, quiet cups of coffee because you believed one more year was worth it. You might feel cautious or responsible, but sometimes caution becomes a barrier. Real safety, that comes from clarity, not delay. That's why today I'm sharing my honest advice for anyone afraid to retire at 62. If you're stuck, second guessing, or afraid of future regret, this is a video I wish everyone could see. I'm Kurt Soupy, CPA and retirement planner. For over 25 years, I've guided people not just to financial stability, but to retirement clarity, confidence, and peace. With life-aligning planning and thoughtful strategies, thousands of clients have moved from anxiety to comfort. And I've noticed something powerful. The happiest retirees aren't the wealthiest, they're the clearest. Clarity gives them peace of mind, confidence in their decisions, and freedom to enjoy life again. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the 5 key areas you must address if you're afraid to retire early, and show you how to break through the noise and finally answer the question, am I ready? What you'll learn in the next few minutes could change the way you view retirement, especially when we get to the step that reveals the real reason why even people with enough money stay stuck at work. Let's start with a truth that holds most people back: fear disguised as logic. The fear hides behind 3 common beliefs. I'll know when I'm ready, but readiness isn't a feeling, it's a mindset. Waiting for it often means waiting forever. One more year feels safer, but extra money can amplify uncertainty, not ease it. If I leave too soon, I'll regret it. In my experience, the deepest regrets come from those who stayed too late, not those who left at the right time. If you're within 5 years of retiring and you're looking for a clear, customizable plan to turn your savings into reliable income, we've helped thousands of clients do exactly that. Click the link in the description below to see how we guide people to retire with clarity and confidence. So here's the question that matters most. What if it's not about more time at work, but more clarity in life? Because if you let fear drive the car, you may end up somewhere you never intended. That's why I created this framework, to help people just like you find confidence in their decision, clarity in their numbers, and peace in their transition. Let's dive into what this looks like. Here's my 5-step method to retire confidently without fear. Step 1, know your true cost of living. Start by detailing your actual monthly spending. That includes everything from groceries and utilities to hobbies, travel, and family gifts. Add in healthcare premiums, co-pays, medications. Most people forget seasonal costs like holidays or car maintenance. When you see the real number, not a guess, you eliminate fear with facts. But here's what most people miss, and we'll come back to this later. It's not just about today's expenses. It's about what changes when you retire. More time at home might increase some costs, but fewer work-related expenses might lower others. We'll talk more about how to project those changes coming up. Step 2, and this is a big one, plan for inflation and taxes. Don't just base your plan on today's dollars. Account for future cost increases. Inflation averaging just 3% a year can double your expenses in 2 decades. Also, map out your tax exposure. Will your Social Security be taxed? Are your withdrawals from 401ks or IRAs taxable? Many retirees are shocked by tax bills they didn't expect. A smart plan includes buffers for both. There's also a surprising tax pitfall that many retirees walk straight into without realizing it, especially if you have a mix of tax-deferred and taxable accounts. I'll show you how to avoid that misstep in just a moment. Map your income sources. This is step number 3. Lay out all the income you'll have: Social Security, pensions, part-time work, dividends, distributions from savings and retirement plans, and any other income sources. Identify when each starts and how long it lasts. You got to look at the reliability too. What's guaranteed, what's variable. The key is to match income with lifestyle costs, not just for today, but for the next 20 to 30 years. Now here's the missing piece I mentioned earlier. What happens when required minimum distributions kick in? How will they impact your tax bracket and Medicare premiums? Stay with me. We'll loop back to RMD strategy later in the mindset section. Let's go on to step number 4. Build a safety net. Every strong retirement plans include guardrails. What happens if the market dips early in retirement? You should set aside 18 to 36 months of expenses in cash or conservative investment. This safety bucket gives you flexibility to avoid withdrawing from your main portfolio if the markets are down. It helps protect your long-term plan from short-term volatility. But there's another layer to this, an emotional one. Even with the numbers working perfectly, uncertainty can cause stress. So we're going to look at how to reframe risk emotionally so you stay calm even when the market gets choppy. Okay, step number 5. Use a flexible spending strategy. The 4% rule is a starting point, not a rule book. Instead, create a dynamic withdrawal system. When markets are strong, you might spend a little more. When they're weak, you pull back slightly. Use thresholds. If your portfolio drops by, say, 10%, reduce discretionary spending. If it grows past projections, give yourself permission to enjoy a little more. Flexibility keeps your plan sustainable. Most people don't know there's a way to make this flexible approach feel almost automatic. And when we get to this part about how one retiree did this with confidence, it's going to shift how you think about withdrawals. This framework isn't rigid, it's adaptable. And that flexibility is what really builds confidence. A 2023 study from the Journal of Retirement found that retirees who reported the highest satisfaction were not those with the most money, but those with the most autonomy and purpose in their day-to-day lives. That's powerful. It means the success of your retirement isn't defined by a dollar amount. It's defined by alignment between your money and your meaning. Another research piece from the Journal of Economic Behavior and Organization revealed that those who retire at or before 62 reported significantly higher levels of satisfaction, provided that they retire on their own terms. It's not just the age that matters, it's the intentionality behind it. And according to a New York Life study, over half of retirees between 62 and 70 said they wish they had retired earlier. Their number one reason? Regret over lost time with loved ones and missed opportunities while still healthy. Not because of money, because of moments. These studies paint a clear picture. Most people don't wish they had more saved. They wish they had more life lived. Now let's connect the dots. You'll notice none of this is about having millions. It's about clarity and flow. I've seen people retire comfortably with less than they expected because their plan was aligned. And I've seen millionaires stay stuck in work out of fear. This is where the mindset comes in. Mindset is what unlocks everything else. Without it, you never feel permission to live the retirement you've earned. You always feel a step behind. You keep chasing numbers instead of aligning with purpose. So let's go a little deeper. What does a fulfilling retirement actually look like for you? Is it time, freedom, daily routines, spending Tuesday mornings with grandkids, or traveling to places you dreamed about while sitting at your desk? One client, Tom, thought he wanted to work until 67. But after going through this process, he realized it wasn't the paycheck that kept him in place. It was uncertainty. Once we laid out his income, safety nets, and lifestyle budget, he saw he could retire at 62 and never run out of money. More importantly, he didn't just have money, he had a plan. He started volunteering at a local school, traveling with his wife, and as he said, actually living the life I've worked for. And that's the shift. From working for work's sake to living with purpose. When your plan is rooted in your values and you stop second guessing your decisions, you stop asking, do I have enough? And start asking, am I living the life I want? And here's something else you need to hear. You can adjust. Retirement isn't a locked-in state. It's flexible. Want to work part-time for a few years? That's great. Want to scale back slowly? Even better. You can pivot, you can shift, you're not stuck. The realization alone frees people because most of the fear around retirement is about permanence. What if I leave and I regret it? But you're not walking off a cliff, you're just walking a new path. That's why it's not just about the strategy, it's about the alignment. When strategy meets clarity, fear fades and fulfillment begins. So what do you do now? Start with clarity. If you're within 5 years of retirement, don't wing it, don't guess. Build a plan that reflects your life, not someone else's template. Click the link in the description. You'll learn how we help people like you retire not just with the numbers, but with confidence. Now, if you've made it this far, thank you. You've done something most people don't. You stop to think deeply about what matters most to you. Fear may still whisper, but now you have the tools to talk back. Confidence is built on clarity, and clarity leads to freedom. Thank you for watching.